Hey, hey, beautiful people. Happy Tuesday and happy National Voter Registration Day. I'm Q Jackson, lifestyle editor of the Quintessential Gentleman. And thank you guys for joining us today. Today we'll be speaking with Major, the singer Major, also known as Now That's Major. We're going to be talking to him about a song that he did with BET for National Voters Day a few days ago. So we're going to be talking to him in just a moment. Hope everybody is doing well. Hope you guys had the opportunity to join us about an hour or so ago for the conversation with Todd Tucker for the I Am Man Voters Initiative. Hope that you guys are all registered to vote. It is so important that you guys get out here and vote. I know we've all heard it before, the whole vote or die thing, and this year is it's very important. We've all lived through 2020. We all have had the opportunity to see on social media or the news a lot of the things that have been occurring. So yeah, we need you to register to vote. We need you to make sure that your friends are registered to vote. We need to make sure that we all get out there and vote. It is very important. Don't think that your vote does not count, because guess what? It does. So make sure you guys are challenging a friend, a family member. If you see a post that is related to voting and registering to vote, make sure you guys share that. Please, please, please. It is very important that we all get out here and do what we have to do to make a change. Your voice, your vote. All right, we got Major. Let's pull him in. All right, guys, so we're waiting on Major to come on and join us. Major, how are
What's
you?
what's happened, man? That's a boss sweatshirt. Let me get that.
You know what? I might have to go ahead and get you one. I tried to put on my big Major hat, but
You
it
know what?
wasn't
I
looking.
was thinking about wearing it, but this is more important to me. Make racism wrong again. So I had to put that on.
You know what? You give me that hat, I'll give you the shirt.
I
I,
got you. I'm a work on getting you one.
you know
I
what?
even have the
Absolutely.
red one. I even have the red one, so that really
Oh,
grabs
got you.
people.
Yeah, that one
So
is
they'll see
definitely
it
a
with
grab.
red and they'll see make racism wrong and they're like, "What?"
Where did
You
you
know.
get it from?
I ordered it online. I
Okay.
saw the phrase, and then I started looking. I'm certain they have that hat made. They have to. And so yeah. How are you doing,
Okay.
brother?
Okay. Well, I'm doing good, man. I'm excited. Today is National Voters Registration Day. I'm excited to get the word out here to our people
Yes.
to vote, vote,
Yes.
vote. And I'm
Yes,
excited that we
indeed.
have the opportunity to talk to you
Mm,
because I saw a couple of days ago your collaboration with BET for National Voters Day. So tell us
absolutely.
about that.
That was the first annual Black Voters Day, and it was really to encourage, you know, us African Americans to get to the
Mm-hmm.
polls, to get registered, so that we can have voice in the conversation. At the end of the day, what's been happening is you get a lot of people pissed off with what's not going right, but a lot of people are not a part of making the change. And the way we make the change is by making sure that we are a part of the voting power. And you do that by registering to vote. Our ancestors fought too long and hard, for this opportunity. And just less than 60 years ago, that wasn't a luxury. So now it's absolutely available to us. Let's start voting. Let's get it going. Let's make sure our voices are heard. And people need to understand, sometimes people ask the question like, why does my vote matter? And my vote doesn't matter, but I'm letting you know there wouldn't be all of these measures in place to try to prevent you from voting if your vote did not matter. So yeah.
Absolutely. So have you challenged your friends, your family? I know you've challenged us all on your page, on the BET page. but have you sat down personally and challenged your people to they got out here and vote?
I can do a little better job now that you said it. I'm generally the one that generally speaks to my family about a lot of that stuff. Either me
Mm-hmm.
or my brother Scotty. We go really hard on making sure everybody's in line with, those particulars, and just making sure that we're all vested in the change we wish to see in our world and our nation. And so, yeah, I probably could pick that up a little stronger today in particular. That's actually a good assignment for me. I'll take it.
Then that
Big
mass
brother,
family text after
quintessential.
this.
Right, right, right.
So why do you think this year it's more important than any for us to get out here and vote and to specifically target our fellow black men to vote?
It's tantamount. I mean, if we've seen, if 2020 alone has not revealed the value of us being engaged in demanding and moving forward the change that we need, I don't know what other example you need. Something about this particular administration in the White House now has the only positive I can thank for this administration, and I want you to be clear what I'm saying. The only
Mm-hmm.
positive that I can thank this administration for is revealing the racism, revealing the bigotry. It's no longer, and I'm sure there's a little bit of covert, but it's quite overt. All of them, it's like a bunch of roaches when you turn the lights on in the hood. You know what I mean? When you know how they start
Yeah.
scattering.
Yeah.
There was a time I knew about that story, and so at the end of the day, it's starting to reveal who's really not for you and who is for you, and that's on both sides too, because you start seeing silence on certain sides of the pond, or the positions where you're like, I thought you were for me, and then you realize, oh shoots, they're not really for me, because this is now infringing on their privilege. And when
Mm-hmm.
people start to think something's going to take away their privilege, they start acting up, and the true colors start to show.
That is absolutely true. Now, what are your thoughts when people say, "Oh, well, I'm not going to vote. My vote doesn't matter anyway, and I don't like either candidate." What do you think, when it comes to things like that?
I'm really, I don't always say pick the lesser of the two evils. I don't like that phrase, because I think to just stamp somebody evil is almost like, kind of like a life sentence on something that can change. Because at the end of the day, this is the thing. I don't want people. Is that the legendary Jamie Brown? Or okay. Anyway,
Jamie Foster Brown?
is that her? Is that how you spell her
No,
first name? Okay, because she
it
probably
is,
would have
but
had
no, that's
Foster
not
in there.
her.
Okay, okay. Well, salute to that queen anyway. But anyway, this is my thing. I know people are disgusted at our current president. There, and many have, rightfully so. There are a lot of things to be pissed off about. She says, "I am legendary, but not, I'm not that one." Yes, you are, Queen. Yes, you are. And make sure you're registered to vote and you vote. But this is the thing that I want people to understand. When Bible, and that's how I move according to my
Mm-hmm.
faith, when it says to pray for your leaders, it doesn't say pray for the ones you like. It says pray for your leaders.
Mm-hmm.
And for whatever circumstance, we have a president that many of us have learned not, we've grown not to like. But at the end of the day, I would rather this president that I am not the most fond of all the time to finally get it right than to never get it right. And that means, as a result, we're in a worse off situation. People have to think, You have to think. Pray for your leader. Your leader. You're not praying that your leader remains. You're praying that
Mm-hmm.
at some point your leader is convicted and shifted to start doing things that are going to be better for the country in which he or she leads. And that's really my thing. So for the voting, and I don't like Biden, I don't like Trump. I think we have enough examples of why, one over the other should be selected. And y'all know who I'm talking about, who should be the one voted in.
So I'm not gonna say any names. However, what I will say is I'm gonna pray for my leader. I'm gonna pray
Yes.
that my leader shifts on up out of that White House come January, and a new age of leadership is
See,
ushered in.
that's still prayer. I
Yeah,
don't want us to lose our moral footing because we're so pissed off at the
yeah.
ugly that is before us. I understand. I get it. I get pissed off on a regular, but at the end of the day, I have to understand that those decisions are still in real time. If that joker decides to do something crazy with another country that is not an ally, that starts to stir up a thing, my life is in danger. Your life is in
Mm-hmm.
danger.
Yeah.
I'm going to be very intentional about praying that good conviction comes, so that whatever in the meantime, until it's time to do this, the changing of arms, I'm going
Mm-hmm.
to say the switching of guards, I'm going to pray that this guy is awakened to something good. Come on, come on. And so I definitely would say do your research. Somebody put that on there. Remember to do your research on your candidates. A lot of
Yeah.
people are just repeating what they heard. They're saying they don't like Biden, but they don't know why they don't like Biden. Some of them are
Yeah.
talking about, the criminal justice reform and all that stuff, but they don't really have the real language because they're not studied. They're just repeating. And we need to get out of the space of repeating what we heard and using that as our defense when we can't back it up when we're put one on one with questioning. You feel me?
So that actually was good because the next question was going to be, how do you think people can like funnel through the misinformation and the fake news that they
Study
get
and show yourself
continuously
approved.
get?
Study and show yourself approved.
Yeah,
Bible already lays it out for us. But for those that don't go according to that, I'm pretty sure they mentioned it in the Quran. I'm pretty sure they mentioned it in other religious books.
hmm
Do the research. We perish for the lack of knowledge. We will perish without knowledge. And that's the thing. Stop just jumping on these forums. Stop jumping. Somebody said this really isn't the time for that. What? Please check it. Oh, somebody corrected somebody. listen, listen. I love how people will get other people together in these comments. But
right in
listen,
the comments.
study and show yourself approved. Do the work. It is not difficult to go to Biden's website and to read what plans and strategies are
hmm
in place. And he's already been a part of initiatives that he's already been a part of that has moved us forward. There's a lot of great things and initiatives that Barack Obama did while in office and out of office. We have to understand the gridlock. Stop saying that when Obama was there, he didn't change everything. If you thought 100+ years of wrong in America was going to be undone
In eight
in
years.
8 years,
Right.
crazy. You crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I'm just trying to get people to understand that there's process to this thing.
hmm
So when we have an Obama, we don't put all of our hope in that one term or that 2 terms. We understand we got to keep building our next leader so that when that one fades out, we have somebody in place. We don't get so complacent and think everything's supposed to change. So
So
somebody says, "What
speaking,
does my hat say?" Yeah,
oh yeah,
yeah.
make
Make racism
racism
wrong
wrong
again.
again.
Yeah.
So speaking of like grooming the next leaders, how important is it to educate our youth about the voting process and about politics in general?
I think I feel really good about our youth. I feel really, really good. And it's funny because we're like old now. While we're millennials, we're
Mm.
like the old people now. We're like
Yeah.
our youth, you know.
Yeah.
But Gen Z, I feel really positive. I believe Gen Z is about to flip the script. Think about it. We were the age of Gen Z 8 years ago when Barack Obama came in to change the guards. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And so I'm thinking about how when I was out marching recently with a lot of the protests, saying no justice, no peace alongside, 20-year-olds, alongside 18-year-olds, alongside 21-year-olds. And I'm seeing the, the, the passion in their hearts and in their souls speak out saying, I'm not leaving until I see the change we deserve. And so what's happening is you're having this Gen Z has gotten to a point where they don't care. They're like, we'll burn it up if you ain't gonna change it. And
Yeah.
I'm not advocating for burning it up, but they're basically saying this has to change, period. I'm not going to be okay with covert racism where you just don't overtly be racist in my face. I need all of it to switch and to change because at the end of the day, we deserve better. We deserve better. And Gen Z, like somebody says, Be Young Agency, there that's what's happening. I see that they're fed up on our behalf because
Hmm.
what they've been handed down, a lot of it should have been better by now. And so for the Gen Zers, use your voice. 18 and up, use your voice. Shout out to folks like Taylor Swift that has assembled her massive audience to get registered to vote.
Yeah.
It's about to change. So I challenge, queens like her and SZA and Kalani and all these young folks, Lucky Day, use your platforms.
Yeah.
Jay Versace, use your platform and make sure that your audience is registered to vote so that we can see the difference because your voice is necessary.
You know what? A lot of people, when they think of elections, the vast majority of us, we think about voting every 4 years for the presidential elections. But people don't understand how important it is to vote yearly or bi-yearly or whatever in those local elections as
Bro,
well. So tell us why that piece is important.
so there's a guy, I wish I remembered his name because I love giving people credit. There's a dude that did a rap. I don't know if you saw that going viral. He's got like gold hair and he's breaking down the judicial legislative, he's breaking down, the balance of power that we
Mm-hmm.
that we have and all of the legislative areas and divisions and segments on how to better explain that it's not just about a president because a president looks signs off. A
Mm-hmm.
president can use his voice to help influence, but it's Congress, it's our senators, it's even for our cities, it's our city council. Those positions that we don't understand really have the power to influence what the mayor does.
Mm-hmm.
It's those city councilmen, and those people, we need to get people educated. That's what I will say. While I appreciate the passion of Gen Z, be educated with your passion.
Mm.
Because while you know you deserve better,
Yes.
know why you deserve better.
Know
Know
why you
why you
better.
deserve better. And know what it takes to make that better, to sustain that better.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times we're just looking for immediate gratification, but we're not understanding, like you're saying, in these local elections, that they're the ones that set us up to be in a position to elect the governors and the presidents and the congressmen that are
Mm-hmm.
going to be the ones that do that big picture change. But it's those little small things that are put in place. They're like little bricks that are being built on foundations. You're not going to be able to knock down something that's been a foundation that's been well worked on.
That's true.
Yeah.
Now, I want to change conversation just a little bit. So,
I
2020 has been one heck of a year for a lot of us, from
yeah.
the racial injustices to COVID-19 to quarantine and mental health. One of the major things that a lot of us started to see, accept, and deal with over the last year or so has been the mental health. How important do you feel we as black men, we as black people, we as people in general, how important is it to deal with and address and check on our strong friends when it comes to that whole mental health piece?
Mental health is wealth. Mental health is your wealth. It is so essential. It's quintessential. It is
Yes.
quintessential,
It's-
my brother. Listen, it's quintessential to lifelong wealth. It is
Mhm.
not, it is not a stamp on your ability to be great. It is not a mark on your goodness, on your swag. It is I'm so grateful that therapy is on trend right now,
Yeah.
that the conversation is now interwoven into culture conversations.
Mm.
Pop culture is talking about therapy and mental health. We don't understand that and I love the fact that we as a people, and this is why I think it's informed us to believe it to be taboo within our community, is because for so long, African Americans, when brought over to this land against our will, suffered trauma, suffered the effects of abuse and mistreatment, and had to endure that without processing it. And so what happened was we built on top of that thing. So there's a pattern on feel it, but don't address it. And at the
Mhm.
end, but feel it, but don't heal it. And so what happens is you're building on top of these things, and there's a pattern that has been passed down and passed
Mhm.
over and passed on and passed on and passed on. That just because you feel it doesn't mean you need to heal it. And we don't understand that that's where our treasure is. The reason they didn't allow us to heal what we feel is because they knew how powerful we were. They know how powerful we are. And
Mhm.
so, what I'm
Mhm.
encouraging our people to do, our black brothers, heal what you feel. It is okay to accept what you feel, but don't just leave it there. Get to the
Yeah.
healing part, because that is where champions are made. That's how champions are sustained.
Yes.
Because you can't heal what you don't reveal. And at the end of the day, if we keep sealing what we're feeling, we are not going to get to healing. And I know I sound like a preacher, but bro,
With
all
those
I'm
good
trying to
rhymes.
do is help us to win,
Yeah.
because these are the tools, and it's so simple. It's so simple. People don't understand that true strength is in vulnerability and being able to be vulnerable. Stop checking that. We're telling these young brothers, don't cry. No,
Yeah.
cry. I want you
Let it
crying all
out.
the time.
Yeah.
We ain't no good to be crying all the time. But don't tell nobody to don't cry, because emotions is a release. That's the whole purpose of emotions. It's emoting, it's releasing this thing so
Yeah.
that once it's released, it's no more. It's not there anymore. You can allow space to be filled up. You can allow new space to be filled up. And so that's what I want to really encourage people to break those toxic cycles of telling people to seal what they feel, but don't heal it. And that's going to change everything. And it's going to be a beautiful thing. When you get your mind, when you get your mind back, that's life insurance. And it's wealthy, boss.
Yeah. See, I feel like you just wrote a whole little Iyanla type
Not on my
situation.
watch, Iyanla. Not on my watch. I
So,
love that lady.
how important is good music when it comes to the whole? I like good music when I'm in a mood. It kind of helps me. So, being an artist, how important do you feel good music is in moving those emotions?
Music has a way of reaching the pit of your soul. Music has a way of tapping into spaces of your mind that other things just don't. And so I believe that's why um, I just believe that we just need to embrace music. If you are a creative, if you're a music maker, lock into the conviction in your heart and move from there. And I say that without saying, do this
Mhm.
or only talk about this, because I think at different phases in our lives, we have different convictions. We grow into different convictions. But I will never encourage a creative to move from an untrue place. So if your heart is awakened to sadness in the land, sing to the sadness, sing to answering and responding to the sadness in the land. Don't talk about turn up if that ain't what your truth is.
Mhm.
Just because it's trend does not mean it's going to last. Speak from the true places, and those are the things that last. I have a song called Why I Love You, and that song has literally been the biggest paying song for me for 4 years. I
Mhm.
have other songs that are pretty great songs, in my
Mhm.
opinion. But that's a song that has changed everything because it came from a true place. It came
Yeah.
from a place of me wanting to help people understand love, love as reciprocity, love as a treasure, love as something that not only is the other person worthy of, but you are too.
Mhm.
And so what it does is it sings longer, and it gets in spaces where during the pandemic, we went up 8 million views alone during the pandemic.
Wow.
8 million. Why I Love You is now at 108 million views on YouTube. You feel me? So
Yes.
when you speak and come from truth, truth sits for a while and
Yeah.
it does the work that you need it to do. So I'm just trying to encourage anybody, whether you're a creative in music or a creative in business, entrepreneurs, come from the place of your truth, build from there, and that thing will prosper.
And
We
Major,
got a
we
talented
appreciate
dude
it.
named
And that
Carlos
is
Strong
why
in here. He's amazing.
Hey,
I'm
Carlos
sorry.
Strong.
He's super gifted. But go ahead. I'm sorry,
Oh,
dude.
no, that's cool. I would say we appreciate it. And that is one of the reasons why we love you as an artist, as
Mm.
a fellow Black man, for using your platform to encourage, for using your voice to inspire. We appreciate everything you're doing. We're going to make sure you get this shirt. Now,
Bro,
do
I
you want it
want
in
it
black? Do you
medium.
want it in
I
white? We
like the
got it in
white. That
yellow.
white is sick though. That
Okay.
white is
All right.
sick though.
We got you.
That
So
white right there is sick. With the
I'll have my team reach out to your team, my
Yeah,
people, your people. You got it.
I
So
love it. I
Major,
love it.
we appreciate it. We'll see you at the polls. Not literally,
Remind me
but
your full name.
mine or
Yes,
the magazine.
your full name. I know what Quintessential Gentleman is, but what's
Oh,
yours?
Q. You know what?
Q
I'm gonna
what?
give the world my real
Yeah,
name.
own it. Yeah.
LaQuinte Q
LaQuinte.
Quintessential Jackson. That is I.
Okay.
Yes.
LaQuinte Q, Quintessential Jackson. LaQuinte
Yes.
Jackson, I need you to understand this, King. Everything you put your heart to, was meant to prosper,
Mm.
because God honors the heart. When you come from heart, it reaches heart. I want to affirm you in what you're doing. Don't and stop comparing to the other things that you think are similar to what you're doing. You can take notes, but what you have is special. It's distinct. Lean into that and watch what happens next. Much love
Ooh.
to you, brother. Thank you so much.
Much love to you. We appreciate it, Major. And
Yeah.
congratulations, and hope those numbers keep rising. And
Woo! Yeah, we got new music coming. Talk with you later, boss.
all right, we
Okay.
appreciate it.
Yeah.